Okay, this is Lost Woods from Ocarina of Time. I just barely saw it like 10 minutes ago and I listened to it. I love this melody, so I wrote it down. It took me about 6 minutes, new world record, to write down. So I've got the music right here. So look over in the About My video and download this. I'll put a copy up because I already wrote it out. So I'm going to actually, this time, instead of just playing it for you, I'm going to show you how to play this, and I'll talk you through it. So get your violin up, make sure that you're relaxed. And this is also to prove to all the teachers out there that video game music, it can be very helpful for the violin, and I'll show you why, so pay attention. So, okay, now I'll show you how I did that. I'm putting my second finger on the F, on the D string, so D, then to an open A, and then 1 on the B, same thing. And then same thing again. Now a 4 on the A string. 3. 1, 2, 1. Over to the D string. Open D. Okay, now watch this as many times as you need to get this right. And the bowing is up, up, down, up, up, down. Okay, I just totally made up that bowing. I'll try to write it in later on. I don't have it written down yet. Now here it changes. That's a 4, and then a 1, and then a 3, and then 1, 3, open, 1. And I guess the bowing there would be you could do the same thing again, so I'll write that in as well. Now I kind of like this up, up, down because it gives it kind of a springy feel, and this is a really fun little melody. So it has to have some kind of skip to it, because if you play it, it's totally flat. It's not fun at all. But and why don't I also tell you the little secret to making this happen is when you're playing this, the next one use more bow, and then the last one use the most bow. So. And what you're doing is you're making a phrase, so da 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 da. Like if you're talking and you're like, I was going and I got to the store. I mean that to me is there's an arrival to it. Now obviously that didn't really make any sense, but there is an arrival. So da 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 ba ba ba. Same thing in any of your pieces that you're playing currently is there is always some kind of phrase. So you're starting from something, going up to something, and coming back. So. Now I wrote this little top part, but I wouldn't play that quite yet unless you're pretty good. And at this point you could start making it a little bit longer. So maybe start out something like that, where you're starting with and then start doing separate bows and then connect it. And that's called contrast. So you're putting this first part, which is really bouncy, next to something that's a little bit more legato or smooth. Okay, I don't know if that's stylistically good for this piece, but in general that's how I think of it. And then see. Now you could do slurs, because you know you get this. And then again with the contrast. I kind of like that. What I'm doing is I'm slowing 2 and 2. And then. So what you want to do though when you land on the, you want to give very little bow to that first note and more to the second. because you're giving the emphasis on this E, so it kind of sounds like one of those king, I don't really know, royal court type thing. So it's this nice, again with the little trick of using more bow as you go. Kind of gives it a noble feel when it gets like, so what's that from? I think that's from Final Fantasy V. Sorry, I got totally sidetracked. But okay, so that's how I would play this. So I'll show you once, from start to finish. Okay? Now, on the bottom I put an advanced version, which is the actual octave in which this melody is played, which is... So there you go. Now you have two levels to practice for. I've shown you how to practice the first one. I'm going to leave it up to you and your teacher, if you want, to learn the second part, which is up higher. Now, I showed you fingering-wise, so you have to watch me pretty carefully in the video to see what I did. But if you can figure it out, great. Very good. And if you wouldn't mind posting a video response to this, I'd be more than happy to accept that and show everybody your progress. So, now I know I've been a little bit peppy here. I feel like all of my songs in the past have been really sad, like you got Bleach and the Final Fantasy X, really sad song. And this is one for fun, so hopefully you enjoyed this little tutorial on how to play this. I have not seen any other YouTube videos on violin playing for Lost Woods, so if you wouldn't mind also passing this around, pass around the sheet music, whatever you want to do, and let's have some fun with this piece. And also remember that violin is supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be a way for you to communicate emotion out. So use stuff like this. If you like Zelda, play Zelda. Maybe not recitals, classical recitals, but play Zelda and make yourself happy when you're playing. And I can assure you that it will be totally worth it if you can do this. Let's see, is there anything else I want to say? Nope.